Hey, if you are watching this, I want to thank you for showing up for you. My name is Dr. Renetta, and most of you probably know me, but if you don't know me, then I just want to share a little bit about myself and then we'll go ahead and get started. Like I said, I'm Dr. Renetta and I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I'm also a certified neuroscience coach, which just says it's a big neuroscience is a big word, but it really just talks about how the brain and the body and the nervous system interact, right? Um, I'm also a certified bariatric counselor, and bariatric is just a big word to describe the weight on our body. Okay. So I use those methods to help people to understand that healing happens within, and everything that happens in the mind happens in the body, and everything that happens in the body happens in the mind. And we have this long nerve called the vagus nerve, and it runs from our belly to our brain and back from our brain to our belly. And don't forget, in the route, there is the heart. So I always like to share with people that we have three brains, the one in our head, the one in our heart, and the one in our gut. And it's important to pay attention to all of them. So today I'm going to share with you one way that we can pay attention to what is going on inside of our body, and that's through the method of tapping. And so, if you haven't heard of tapping before, um, it's officially called Emotional Freedom Technique, but the acronym for it is EFT tapping. Okay. So, Emotional Freedom Technique is really a great way that you can regulate your own body outside of the therapy session. And I'm going to share with you how to do that. But before I share the how, I'm going to talk about the why, because in order for you to benefit fully from these exercises that you'll be learning with me, you have to understand why you're doing them anyway. Because if you don't understand why you're doing them, you're not going to stick with them. Okay. So, uh, think of your body as a battery, right? And um, and think of that battery like the battery that you use to turn your TV, right? And so you can always tell when you have a fresh pair of batteries because your TV turns effortlessly. But if that battery starts to get weak, starts to lose some of its juice, you can always tell because it doesn't turn the channels like you want it to. Like sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, right? And you might have to beat on that remote control or blow the batteries in order for it to work, take them in and out, right? And then it works, right? But you can tell you need to replace the batteries, right? Because the signal is not as strong. Well, if you think of your body as a big battery, you have a current running through your body too, right? Just like your blood flows through your veins, you have a current of air that runs through your body, and it runs through your body through the meridians, right? And so, if you think of your meridians, they're just like the veins in your body. They're all over your body and they blow the air. But sometimes that air gets trapped, just like your blood might get trapped. And we know that if our blood gets trapped, we have a blood clot, right? And that blood clot could result in a lot of health conditions that we don't want. Well, the same thing can happen when the air gets trapped in our meridians, right? It can result in conditions that we don't want. And basically, when something gets trapped in our body, whether it's blood or the meridians get trapped with the air, then we aren't as efficient as we used to be. We're not operating on 100, right? We're operating at less than our optimal selves. So I'm going to show you today how you can operate at a fully functional level. But before I get into the how, I want to talk a little more about the why. Now, if you scan your body from your head to your toe, just do a quick scan and see what you notice in your body. And if you notice any areas of discomfort or pain in your body, that is an indicator to you that something is trapped there because that is how your body talks. It talks through sensations and pain, right? So you might start off with a little sensation in your body, like a dull headache or a dull something. But when that thing becomes more intense and stronger, then it's saying that you really, Houston, there's a problem. You really have a problem, right? There's something going on and your body is screaming at you, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, right? But we often ignore those things or we take a quick pill, potion, or lotion to try to get rid of that. And while it might mask the symptoms, we really haven't gotten to the root of the problem. So tapping helps you get to the root of the problem. So just do a quick body scan and see if you notice any sensations, any pain, any discomfort anywhere in your body. And then I want you to ask yourself, on a scale from 0 to 10, how intense is that feeling of discomfort? Is it a dull pain or is it a sharp pain? Is it an intense pain? It does not matter. Just anything that feels out of whack, that doesn't feel like your best self, right? Just pay attention. And then on a scale from 0 to 10, doesn't matter what the number is, but your own personal scale of 0 to 10, tell yourself like how much discomfort you're in. Okay. And that's important because we're going to use that as a measure when we start to do the tapping. Okay. Now, the tapping works because the meridians are all connected throughout the body, just like the veins, just like I was mentioning before. But what happens is when you tap on certain points on your meridians, they actually affect the entire body, just like that vagus nerve I was talking about. If you can relax that vagus nerve, it actually sends relaxation throughout the entire body, right? It's the longest nerve in the body. It runs here, but if you can relax that, it will affect everywhere. Okay. Same thing with tapping. I'm going to show you the points. And if you tap on these points, it's going to create relaxation throughout the entire body. It's going to help you to get stressed. So if you're stressed somewhere in your body and we don't tap on that point, no worries because everything is connected. And when we tap on these points, you will actually reduce the stress all over your body. Okay. Now, there are some tapping points I'm going to go over with you, and this is all you need to succeed. And then I'm going to go over the matching script that you want to say when you do these tapping exercises. Okay. All right. So, let's start with the script first, and then I'll show you the points. So the script that you always want to say when you do your tapping is this: even though blank, right? And in the blank, you're going to put in whatever happened or whatever experience you're having, right? So even though blank, I still fully love and accept myself, right? Even though you want to start off your script with even though, right? You're going to say, even though this is happening, right? Even though I didn't like the results of the election, I still fully love and accept myself. You want to say that script just like that. The even though and fill in the blank, it doesn't have to deal with the election. It could deal with the election. It could be even though I stubbed my toe on the edge of the bed, right? It does not matter. Whatever you want to put in that sentence, whatever is causing you discomfort or pain, that's what you want to put in that blank area. Even though I had an argument with so and so, I still fully love and accept myself. That statement on the end, I still fully love and accept myself, is a self-affirmation statement. And it reminds yourself that you are still likable and lovable and all the good adjectives, right? Even though this bad thing is happening, it does not make you a bad person and you don't have to talk bad to yourself. So it is a great affirmation statement to remind yourself that I still fully love and accept myself. Okay. because the first thing we tend to do is when something bad happens is we demonize ourselves and we start making ourselves bad. I should have known better. I should have done better. I can't stand myself. I'm so stupid. You know, all those things, right? We're not going to say those. It's even though blank happened, the thing that's causing you the pain and discomfort, I still fully love and accept myself. Got it? All right. So far we have discussed that when we have pain in our body, that means that there is trapped energy or air. And the trapped energy or air is the word chi, chi. That is Eastern medicine philosophy, right? The chi is nothing more than the essence of life. Okay, it is the thing. If we don't have chi, then we don't have life. Okay, so we want to keep our chi, we want to keep breathing so that we can have life. Okay, all right. And this is going to help us keep breathing. So we talked about the air flowing and how we got to keep it flowing, and the tapping helps to keep the air flowing. The tapping is like tapping on the battery and getting that energy flowing again. Okay. All right. And then we talked about how we have three brains, the head, the heart, and the stomach, right? And the vagus nerve runs between each of them, right? Sending messages to each of them. And we talked about let's talk about trauma. So there are two types of trauma. There's a little t trauma and a big T trauma, okay? Little t traumas are the things that we don't think about trauma as being trauma, but they're still traumatic to us. They're still producing discomfort for us. And we don't have to compare to somebody else, okay? It might not bother them, but if it's bothering us, it's traumatic to us, okay? And so little t traumas are like somebody runs you off the road while you're driving, or you stub your toe on the end of the bed, or you have an argument with someone, right? Those are little T traumas. Big T traumas are like, I had a car accident and I had to go to the emergency room, or I was in a war, right? I was fighting for my country, right? Those are things that we tend to think about as being trauma. Something big happened, right? But so those are big T traumas, but they're also little T traumas. So when you do tapping, it does not matter whether it's a big T trauma or a little T trauma, you can still tap on it, because guess what? Those little T traumas end up being big rocks in our shoe, right? I call them the pebble in our shoe. They end up being big rocks when we don't deal with them, and they will stop us from walking forward in life. Okay. So you might get away with it for a while, but one day you won't be able to get out of bed. One day you won't be able to function at work. One day you won't be able to do anything, right? So we got to deal with the little pebbles in our shoe so that they don't become big rocks. Okay. And this is how you're going to do it. Here is the side of my hand. The side of my hand is a tapping point, right? And we call this the karate chop point. You can tap right here. Tap, 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 right? This is the side of the hand. This is the top of the head. I call this the Beyonce patch your weave spot, right? Patch your weave, baby, right? That's why I call it the Beyonce patch your weave spot, right? On the top of your head. That's where you want to tap. I'm going to remove my glasses so you can see my eyes, okay? Because there are three areas around your eyes that you want to tap. You want to tap here on what's called the crow's feet, right? That's the side of eye, right? And you can tap on one side or you can tap on both. It does not matter. I do both, right? Today, I feel like tapping on both. But if I just wanted to tap on one, it will be okay. All right. So whatever floats your boat. You can tap, tap, tap. Then you want to tap here on the bridge of your nose. That's on the corners of your eyebrows where it bridges with your nose. You want to tap, tap, tap. And then underneath on your bag areas, you see I've been carrying a lot of groceries. Yes, thank you very much. But you want to tap here right under your eyes. That's the bag area. And then you want to tap between your your nose and your upper lip. You want to tap, tap, tap right there. And then you want to tap on your chin area right under your mouth. And then you want to come down to your collarbones. So you see your neck here, and then you see this bone. That's your collarbone. If you feel your collarbone, you can feel this hollow area right under your collarbone. That is where you want to tap or rub. You can tap this area, tap, 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 or you can rub this area, or you can give yourself a butterfly tap, right? Some people cross their arms just like this at their wrist area and give themselves a butterfly hug and tap, tap, tap. You can do either one. You just want to tap that area. And then you want to go under your arm where your bra strap will be, right under your armpit where your bra strap is. You want to tap, tap, tap right there, right? And then you can also come down below your waist to your side of your leg and you can tap right there. So if you saw the movie, um, oh my goodness, it was Aquila and the Bee. She was tapping on her leg. Before she did her spelling bee, she would tap on her leg. That is tapping, right? That helps you because you cannot think in a stressed out body. That's why she was tapping on her leg and she was breathing before she spelled that word because that tapping is her secret power. It helped her relax her body and her mind and she could think of how to spell that word. So that's a secret for you, right? And the great thing about tapping is that people, you could be in a meeting, stressed out in a meeting, right? And people don't even have to know that you're doing this, right? Because we naturally put our hand on our face. So, you can naturally just put your hand like this and start tapping right on your face, right on the side of your eye. And nobody would know. You could put your hand like this and nobody would know. That is your secret power. All right. So remember to say the script and we're going to go through it and we're going to do 3 rounds of tapping. Remember your number of discomfort. Check in with your body again. See how you feel on a scale from 0 to 10. See if you notice any discomfort anywhere in your body. It could be a headache. It could be a backache. It could be just slight tension in your shoulders. It could be your stomach, your belly area. Like check in your feet. Your legs could hurt, right? Your knees, anything, right? Could hurt. That is where your body decided to store the trauma capsule, right? Because sometimes you can't even remember what happened, but your body always remembers what happened, right? So you can't think of what happened, but your body can feel what happened and you can tell it because it's putting it in a trauma capsule somewhere in your body, right? And so we'll talk about that a little bit more next time. I don't want to go into all of that today. But for today, just remember your score of discomfort and then do 3 rounds of tapping and say that script, even though this thing happened, I still fully love and accept myself. We're going to go through it 3 times and then we're going to evaluate the number. So here we go. Even though this thing happened and you name the thing, I still fully love and accept myself. Even though this thing happened, I still fully love and accept myself. Even though this thing happened, I still fully love and accept myself. Even though this thing happened, I still fully love and accept myself. 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 still fully love and accept myself. I 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 still fully love and accept myself. Okay, that was 3 rounds of tapping. Now, as you can see, I didn't say the full script the whole time because after you already program your mind with the script, your mind already knows. So you don't have to fully say the script, okay? You want to start out fully saying the script, but you can change to saying half the script at the end. You can say the full script the whole time, or you can change, but you want to get your mind in the flow of knowing what you're doing, okay? All right, so check in on a scale of 0 to 10, check in with that discomfort, see if it's still that same number, right? It should be getting lower. That's the intention of tapping, is to get that number below where it was at first, okay? And so if you notice that number hasn't moved or hasn't shifted, or it's low, but it's not below a 3, then keep going, okay? So we want to get it to a 3 or below, okay? And if it started as a 3, of course, we want to get it to a 0. Our goal is really to get it to a 0, but let's try to get it to a 3, and then we'll go back in and see what's left, okay? So you want to do that 3 times until you get below a 3. Say you've done it 3 times and it's at a 3, then you want to squeeze the lemon. If you have time, go ahead and squeeze the lemon, get all the juice from that, right? And go back in with your tapping, okay? Until it gets to a 0. All right, so so far today, we have discussed EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique tapping. We talked about why it's important, right? You're not just tapping on your body, beating your Beyonce spot, right? You're not just doing that. You are actually loosening up the chi, the energy, the essence of life that flows throughout your body so it can keep flowing so that you can produce optimal results, right? Right. So if you don't, your blood and your body, your essence of life will get trapped and eventually cause blood clots, eventually turn your dis-ease into dis-ease. And that is what we are trying to prevent by doing these small exercises. I told you, you could be in a meeting, you could be in front of somebody. They don't even have to know you're tapping because you naturally put your hand on the side of your face. You could just tap right here on your eye. Nobody would know. You don't even have to go through the whole gamut, right? So you could just have your hand on your chin like this, right? Nobody would have to know. That is your superpower. Okay, so I hope that this has been helpful for you. Remember, you have the tapping script. A lot of people forget that. Do not forget that. You want to say that affirmative, loving message to yourself. Even though these things are happening outside of you, they are not happening in you. They are not changing how you feel about yourself. Okay. And then, like I said, do 3 rounds, go back in, evaluate your number. The number should be trending downward. Okay. So if I were a doctor who was writing a prescription for you, I would say to take 3 of these a day, 3 tapping rounds a day. Okay. In the morning, when you wake up, before you get out of that bed, right? At lunchtime, when you go to eat your lunch, let this be a part of your lunch. And before you go to bed, tap it all in, okay? Especially before you go to bed, because the thing that's on your mind when you go to sleep will be in your mind when you sleep, okay? So we want to get, some people journal, some people do yoga, some people do a lot of things. This is one of those things that you can add to your toolbox to help you relax before you go to sleep. All right. Okay, so that is the end of our session today. And I want you to let me know if this has been helpful for you, right? And why it has been helpful for you, and what else you want me to teach you. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time. Take good care.